All right, welcome everyone to another amazing expert session. And today we have a very special guest, my dear friend and expert speaker, Majeed Mogharreban. Majeed, how are you doing? I know you're in Austin right now.
You know what? It's freezing cold. I just left Canada to come to Austin, Texas. Can you believe that it's cold here? Like there's ice outside. I don't believe it.
Well,
I'm
what
doing
can
great
you
though.
do?
Thanks for asking.
Well, I know you would probably say, how can it get any better than this, right?
Right?
So for those of you tuning in, the reason why I invited Majeed is because not only is he the founder of the Expert Speaker Institute, working with a lot of holistic health practitioners on their speaking skills, how they present themselves in public, but specifically now that we're sort of leading up to our TikTok event, and I know Majeed is also big on TikTok. I wanted to talk to Majeed about, what does it take to get people's attention? If we're not, getting people's attention, obviously then people don't get our message. And so the first question I really have for Majeed is, why is capturing people's attention so critical from his viewpoint, from your viewpoint as an expert speaker, but also when it comes to social media?
Well, so the question is, why is capturing people's attention important? And without being a paleontologist, I will guess that human attention span has never been shorter. And that's because we have more distractions. And if you just watch somebody on their phone, the evaluation time of whether or not I want to see this or not is not multiple seconds. It's a fraction of a second. And so, Uli, when you said you were about to go live here, I started moving around on the camera. If you guys started in the beginning of this video, I'm moving around because we have this brain that's evolved from cavemen, and the brain is designed to ignore what is constant and what is familiar, and the brain is designed to pay attention to what is changing. It's a survival brain evolution. Like when the bushes are shaking, there might be a dangerous tiger behind those bushes. So I am aware that when people are accessing content, they may be accessing it through the stream, through the social media stream, whether it's the TikTok stream or the Instagram stream or the Facebook stream. And they're usually coming to it when it's silent, without sound. Like if you're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling without sound. And so step one is to get them to stop scrolling. Step two is to get them to actually click to turn the sound on. So I'm going to start with movement to capture people's attention. And then somewhere they're going to either read a description somewhere that's going to get them to want to stay. This is how we earn the first 5 seconds. And in the first 5 seconds, we then have to earn the following 30, 60, 90, 2 minutes. And so that's the medium that we're on here. When I started as a professional speaker, we were speaking to auditoriums full of people. And imagine you're sitting in the middle of an aisle that's like 40 seats wide. If you feel like I'm bored, I'm leaving, you have to stand up and walk out in the middle of an auditorium. You have what's called a captive audience. Nowadays, when someone is bored, they flick the finger. And I even see myself scrolling through. I am next, and it's less than a second. So we have to be really aware of that. If we can't win that first half a second, we lose the rest of the whole video.
Yeah, super important. And, I love how you tied it in with when you're working with holistic health practitioners on their speaking skills, crafting their signature talk, etc. The same is probably true there. If you have a good opening and there it maybe a little bit more than 1 second or this, but the first 2 minutes probably make and break the impression that people have for the rest of the entire signature talk. So do you want to just draw the parallels there where, 1 or 2 seconds on Instagram versus first 2 minutes in a talk in an auditorium, or let's say talk webinar. I think their webinar, you have a more captive audience there in the webinar room, but I think the same principles apply, right?
Yes. So I'm going to give your audience a resource. It's my book. Expert Speaker is the name of the book. It's 5 steps to grow your business with public speaking. The reason I'm giving you this is I give the full breakdown of my signature speech formula. And you can get that right now at expertspeakerbook.com. You can get it instantly for free, digital download, expertspeakerbook.com, or you can go to Amazon and buy the book. Expert Speaker is the name of the book, 5 steps to grow your business with public speaking. The signature speech starts with 2 elements, the hook and the payoff. The hook gets their attention because every speech that begins, the viewer is thinking, is this going to be boring? Is this going to be relevant? And so the hook is designed to get them right at the beginning to continue to pay attention. The payoff is the next statement, and that is to tell them what they're going to receive if they continue to pay attention. So for example, you can start a speech by saying, let me show you the 3 secrets to make money from public speaking. In the next 3 minutes, I'm going to share with you the biggest, most effective strategies so that you can create a ton of cash in your business from public speaking. So the hook is the first statement to capture their attention. The payoff is, here's what you're going to get when you continue to pay attention. That's part of my formula. And it's a formula that's designed to attract your ideal client so that by the time you're done with your speech, they've already decided they're going to hire you.
Perfect. Yeah. And so just the next question that comes up for me is really, when you're working with holistic practitioners on their speaking skills, what mistakes do you see people make all the time that are super easy to fix if you only knew what they were?
Yeah. So the phrase facts tell, stories sell is very important. And the reason I have dedicated my skills with speaking and marketing and sales is because a holistic doctor gave a free presentation that my mother's friend attended. My mother's friend told my mom, go see this holistic doctor, and it changed her life. My mother was diagnosed bipolar and she was put on lithium pills forever until she met this holistic doctor who changed her life by asking her the simple question, what are you eating? And that changed her diet, that changed her health. It affected me. I never knew what organic food was before.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed my children's life, and it's had a profound impact. And that's one speech. And so what got my mother's friend's attention? It was a flyer that spoke to that person. She attended. Facts tell, stories sell. Now, what happened in that presentation? I wasn't in attendance at that presentation. What I imagine what happened there is that they tell stories. And why stories is because stories connect emotionally. Facts are in your head, facts are intellectual, facts are logical, but it's the least compelling form of communication that inspires action. This is what we want to do as speakers. We want to inspire action. So the biggest mistake I see is that holistic practitioners want to teach their audience how everything works. Let me teach you how metabolism works. Let me teach you how hormones work. Let me teach you how the gut biome works. And the fact is that the practitioner is probably really excited about that information because they're really into learning. They love it. However, their audience may not be that interested in it. And the audience is really asking themselves, is this going to work for me? And a story will show somebody visually, they can really see how it's going to work for them. And then they can imagine, wow, if I work with this holistic practitioner, I can get results like that. I want that. And so the biggest tip is tell stories.
Absolutely. Yeah, so true. I have definitely, as a German, I'm so into my fact world, and you're reminding me all the time. It's like, Uli, let's work on this and, bring in more stories. So I definitely fall into that camp and making that mistake. Now, just talking very practically, let's start with pattern interrupts. You had already talked about a little bit, but can you explain for everyone listening and watching this what a pattern interrupt is, and then maybe share some practical examples that you're using in your TikToks or in your videos, so we know what to do and how to start our videos?
Yeah. So, a classic example in public speaking is that monotone puts people to sleep. And that's because the brain is designed to ignore that which is constant. In fact, if you'll take a moment and listen to the sounds around the room, you can hear that there are things going on around the room, but your brain has ignored it because your brain has said, okay, that's constant, so it's ignorable. Your brain is optimized to pay attention to that which is changing. So if I speak like this and I continue like this at a monotone and I don't change my pace and I don't change my pitch, eventually you'll fall asleep. In fact, this is probably a great way to put yourself to sleep. You can just play this track and you'll fall asleep at night. That's monotone. So we change pitch, we change pace, we pause, we speed up, we slow down. Change gets and keeps people's attention. Now, on a visual platform like a video or social media, that visual change can be moving around a little bit. And so whenever I'm making a video on my phone, I'll start by clicking go live. I prefer live video because it's just super easy to just click and you're live and there's no production. But in the first couple seconds, I'm going to move my phone around a little bit. And I may even mention the background. Here I am at this nice, interesting place, because my goal is to get them to stop scrolling. So the pattern interrupt really means change, because if this looks the same and that looks the same and that looks the same, your brain is like not really paying attention. So change visually, change pitch, pace, and tone. Now you have attention. Once you have someone's attention, they are rapidly losing attention. So we need to bring them back and bring them back and bring them back over and over and over. Think of like your audience is like a goldfish. They have like a 2-second attention span, and you got to be more interesting than all of the potential distractions that are available to them right now.
No, it's a great tip. And I know you're always starting not only the camera movement with the hand, but you also use of like your hand, Majeed, like magic,
Yes.
which I guess is for that exact reason, right? That, what's this guy doing with his hand, introducing himself?
Yeah. So I'll tell you a story. I used to go to a lot of networking meetings. And in networking meetings, they typically, you sit around a table and then you introduce yourself and introduce yourself and introduce yourself. If you've ever been in a situation like that, nobody's really paying attention. Everybody's just waiting to talk. Everybody's waiting to make their presentation. So what I do is, everyone's sitting down. They're like, I'm Bob. I'm an accountant. I'm Jim. I'm a real estate agent. So I stand up. I'm the only person who stands up. And I look around the room and like I'm a showboat, right? And I say, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Majeed like magic. And it gets everybody's attention. They're like, whoa, who is this guy, right? And so that's the point. Now with the social media videos, I'm holding the phone in one hand, and in the other hand, I'm moving my hand like this, okay? Hey guys, it's Majeed like magic. And I do that because I want people to stop scrolling. So this has become a little signature thing that I do. Hey guys, it's Majeed like magic. And it's memorable.
I guess it's the one half of the like magic.
That's right.
And obviously, practically now thinking, you have to hold your phone, so you only have one hand, so you can only do one half of the magic. Okay,
That's right.
good.
That's right.
No, I love it. And obviously, you're searing into people's brain. This is Majeed. He's the guy that does magic. There's some implied promise. It's not only hand movement. It's showboating and opening strong, anchoring in who you are. Okay, the guy does some magic. What kind of magic? I'm intrigued. Let's watch the rest of the video. Yeah. Can we talk about a little bit about figures of speech? I know you're great with words, but what can people say to open a video? You had said, I'm going to teach you the 3 tips. So you talked about the hook and the payoff, but what are some other forms or formulas for hooks? Obviously, people can go download your book, but what else would you sort of comes top to mind that you want to share?
I'll share with you 3 words: listen, look, and imagine. Okay, so if you say, listen, today I'm going to share with you 3 tips. Listen, that quick little command is like, pay attention. Look, I'm about to show you 3 tips. Look, I'm going to show you. Look, you see it. Show you, see it. We want to get into their visual part of their brain. Imagine yourself as the most successful speaker in the world. Imagine yourself on stage and the audience is paying attention to every word. Imagine $1 million is deposited into your bank today. Imagine commands their mind to see it. We want to get them seeing it. Let me show you something. Look, listen. So we're capturing their attention like this. So that's what I would suggest at the beginning of any video. Hey, listen. Hey, you. Use the word you. Like, it's not you guys. It's not all of you. It's not, hey, everybody. It's you. Because talk to your camera like you're on a FaceTime call with your one audience. Because on the other side of the audience, it's one of them, right? And whenever I interview, I'm right at the camera. I don't know why, but like videographers tell me like, look over to the side, like you're having an interview. And it's always felt weird to me. Like you're like talking to someone, like you're on some sort of interview thing. I don't know. I look right at the camera. The same thing when I'm just on a FaceTime call or on a webinar. Now, what I would like to do, Uli, is I want to look over at your face. And this is what it looks like when I'm looking at Uli's eyes. And I don't know, it feels like I'm not really talking to you. But if I talk to the top of my computer where there's my webcam, it looks to you more like we're having a one-on-one conversation. Also, by the way, my laptop's on a little bit of a stand, so we get to have this equal conversation. If I would have my laptop here, this is the typical like kind of a little bit of an up angle, and it's sort of like dominating, and it's not the most flattering angle. You can see up the nostrils and all this. And sometimes people have their webcams like on the top of their computer, so it looks like this, and then it kind of makes you look small. So I have this little $20 Amazon foldable laptop holder, and I just put my laptop on it so we can have a eye-to-eye conversation.
Yeah, these are so important tips, because ultimately it's about creating connection. And you want to connect with the person, you want to make them feel something, so you have to look at them. You can't be looking somewhere else. And so you're right, this is a problem with smartphones. When you look at the smartphone, you're looking at yourself, and that is actually not where the camera lens is. You got to look at the lens. Make love to the lens, as my wife always said. And it's kind of a little bit weird that you're not actually looking at your interview partner, because you're actually focusing on the camera, to make eye contact with the audience, to appear that you actually have one-on-one conversation. I love that. Any other tips that you want to give holistic health practitioners to rock their videos and get more people to stop scrolling?
Well, my biggest tip is just do it. Stop thinking about it. If you're thinking about it, you're not doing it. Don't wait until you lose 10 more pounds. Don't wait until you have a good hair day. Don't worry about your makeup, because there's an endless list of reasons why now's not a good time to make a video. And you can make one video and change someone's life. You can make one video that gets viewed, that gets sent off somewhere, that literally saves somebody's life. And just do it. You have the tools. It's on your phone. Just press record, press upload, and you'll figure out everything else later. You don't need to have, and I was telling Uli just before we went live here, I just got 110,000 followers on TikTok in the last 10 days. And I don't have anything set up for whatever funnels, opt-ins, lead magnets. I got to be honest, I'm not the best for those things. And I already know that these videos are changing people's lives. I'm getting the feedback. And even I waited a long time before I actually did it. I probably knew a year ago I should do TikTok videos, but finally I was like, all right, I'm doing it. And just get started is really the best tip.
Absolutely. I love it. And this is, again, everyone watching, if you're a holistic health practitioner, this is what you tell your patients, right? Don't wait for perfect. Whatever you start today, small steps. Even if you do one thing, it's better than doing no thing. Obviously, if you do multiple things, it gets even better. But we want to layer on these things, and it's just a muscle that you develop. So obviously, people probably know that you have this expert speaker training, but you also have this new free course, Magic Words. So do you want to just talk a little bit what inspired that free course and how people can access it?
Yeah. So, I've been in business 12 years as a professional speaker, and I've been a student of mindful language, which is the way of thinking of like choosing the right word. And I love hearing little insights like, instead of saying spend time, say invest time. Instead of saying spend money, say invest money. Instead of saying I have to, say I get to. Just little shifts like that totally change your reality, right? If I say, I have to do a Facebook Live with Uli today, then that's like a victim way of saying it. I'm sorry, I can't come to the thing. I have to do a Facebook Live with Uli. Well, I'm going to say I get to do a Facebook Live with Uli, and now I'm in a state of gratitude, which makes me happier, change my reality, right? So The way I built this is, first I made a Facebook group called Magic Words, and I invited people, and I had like 300 people join, and I said, hey guys, I'm just gonna like put out a couple videos, and I put 3 20-minute videos out, and those 3 20-minute videos were sort of like just a collection of thoughts, kind of random. I asked people for feedback. One person took a whole bunch of notes and sent me their notes, and I was starting to see at the end, I could look backwards and see how I probably should have organized it. And then I made a list of like 85 simple tips. Then I hired a video crew to come to my house, and I just sat there and next one, next one, next one. And they're putting it out on TikTok, 1 video a day. I think we're at like 15 or 20. So I got 85 coming. So my philosophy was, instead of telling people, hey guys, I have a really great course, you should buy it, and once you buy it, you'll see how amazing it is. Instead, I said, I'm actually going to give the course away for free, video by video on TikTok. And I don't hold back. It's not like the good stuff is after you pay. And what I've learned after being in business for 12 years, selling my expertise, is that I can give it all away for free, and I'm still going to get clients, because the clients come to me and say, I love your stuff, it's brilliant, and I want you to help me, and I want you to help me applying it to me. So one of my mentors, Eben Pagan, calls this moving the free line. So if the free line is like, oh, you get this much for free, but then you got to pay, well, how much could I give for free? So as I mentioned, my book, expertspeakerbook.com, you'll get my whole book for free. And in my book, you get everything I do with my clients who pay $20,000 to work with me. And what I love to know is that there are people who will read my book and they'll change the world, and I'll never meet them and I'll never get a dime from them. And that's great. And there are people who will download my book, start reading, and being like, dude, I got to hire this guy. And those are my clients. The insight for me is that my ideal client is not the kind of person who gets a bunch of free information and implements by themselves. Those people are awesome, and I'm very inspired by them. My ideal client is the kind of person who finds the expert and hires them, right? So my philosophy is give everything away for free. And the way I'm doing it with TikTok, there's no real opt-in. There's no like lead capture, and there probably should be, and there hopefully will be by the end of this month. I'll put all that stuff together.
Better sooner.
Yeah. But what they are doing is they're liking, they're commenting, and they're following. And while you and I, Uli, are having this 20-minute chat, I'll check my phone and I'll see that I have 500 more followers. It's wild.
Yeah. I remember when you were releasing this and you had the behind the scenes of how you're shooting the next batch of 50 TikTok videos. It's like, oh, we're at 11,000. It's like, oops, nope, 12,000 already. And, by the time I watched the video, you had 98,000 people. So, it's just, I think this is the most rapid ascent I've seen. You posted the first video February 8th, February 22nd, you crossed 100,000 people. So again, kudos. Obviously, you've been at this for a while, but, I hope if you're watching this and you're intrigued by what Majeed does with his magic words, with his speaker training, head over to his TikTok channel. The URL is in there, tiktok.com at expert speaker, and get Majeed's magic words, get his wisdom, get his book. And again, this is what Majeed and I both share, that we want you as a health practitioner to be more successful, because you have such a clinical genius that more people need to access, and we both believe that video and speaking is the way to go. So Majeed, do you want to have the final word as we're closing this out?
Yeah, I just want to share that the most powerful way to communicate to your audience is to connect with where they're at, which is they're in pain. Your audience is in pain. The ones who are looking to hire you, they're in pain. So connect with them about the pain so that they realize what they're dealing with, and then show them the path to get from where they are to where they want to be, so that it's clear to them, and then it's obvious that you can help them get there. So I call this model Pain Island to Pleasure Island, and you have the boat. The mistake people make is they want to talk about the boat the whole time, when really the people on Pain Island actually just want to hear about Pleasure Island, and they just want to know, is it going to work for me? So I would love to support you in getting your clients from Pain Island to Pleasure Island. I have lots of free resources. You can watch my TikTok videos. I've got free webinars up. I've got free videos, the free book. If you'd like to book a strategy call with me, you can go to expertspeaker.com/apply. That's also free. And on a strategy call with me, I will help you identify your positioning, so how you can position yourself as the best in the world for your client. I will take you through a process I call the opportunity audit that looks at 28 different things you can use to grow your business with public speaking. And then if you're interested in having a coaching experience with me and building a signature speech, and if that's a fit, we can talk about that as well. So book a call with me at expertspeaker.com/apply. And thank you for the work that you're doing in the world to heal people, not just keep people sick, but actually truly heal people. I really appreciate you doing that. And Uli, I appreciate you for helping these fabulous holistic practitioners in growing their practice so that they can help more people. If that one person didn't give that one speech to my mother's friend, I wouldn't be doing this work, which has impacted thousands of people. I wouldn't, it's like one speech can have such a huge ripple effect. And get out there, give that talk. Don't wait until you're having a good hair day. Just do it. And you're going to save people's lives. You're going to help people a lot.
Perfectly said. So thank you, Majeed, for being on this expert training. And for all of you, if you have any questions for Majeed is in the Facebook group. So just comment on this video, ask him the question, and we're going to put all the links in the comments so you can access all the free resources. Thanks again, Majeed, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Uli.